Guys, sorry for the late stream tonight. I was doing a lot of cleaning, and we got Brooke here, and I don't think she knows that we're live yet, unless she saw the notification on her phone. So we're gonna go surprise her. But first, let's take a look. Oh, the little baby Tegus are sleeping, so we are going to shut the lights off because they're all sleeping. You can see. Um, what I started noticing is they'll even go underneath their water bowl. Like there's one under the water bowl there. I won't be too worried about it because they squeeze into tight places pretty well. And I still like keeping an eye on them, make sure they don't get stuck under there, and no bad accidents happen. But wow, 80 you joined already. That's really quick. Brooke is singing and cleaning.
Are you already live?
Yeah, I told her, but I was like, I'm gonna surprise her. I don't think she knows unless she got the notification on her phone. So yeah, Brooke's had a pretty full day, but she is here helping us with our full day to get us a little bit more caught up so that we can do this live stream and hang out with you guys. So thanks, Brooke. But what's going on? Do I breed? I don't have any plans to breed skinks, any skinks as of right now. I know northern blue tongue skinks are really popular, so maybe one day in the future, maybe northern blue tongue skinks. But for the most part, I'm really okay or just set and satisfied with breeding geckos, snakes, and what else do we breed, Brooke? Gecko, snakes, tegus, which, by the way, you see the thumbnail of this live stream is a whole bunch of red baby tegus. So I'm pretty sure all the black and whites are spoken for. Pretty sure. But as soon as the black and whites are ready to be shipped, I'm gonna follow up with all the people that wanted to buy them. I'm pretty sure they're all sold, but reds are not all sold. And reds are really, really cool. It's a special project called a High White Red Project. So if you like a clean and crisp looking red with, like higher white contrast and higher red contrast, it's just a pretty, in my opinion, it's a prettier looking red compared to a normal red, which is like dark black and red contrast, which is cool
kind of
also.
Fleshy. They don't look as fleshy.
Yeah, they look really fleshy. So the black ones or the high white reds?
No, the high whites don't look as fleshy.
Yeah, the high whites don't look as fleshy. They look a little more hypo, don't they? Like they look like hypo combined with red. So it's just a really cool look.
One of them was kind of silvery too. It was
yeah,
really cute.
And that'll be interesting because it's hypothesized that either one of those geckos or both of them could be het for anery. And
the tegus?
yeah. Oh, the gecko, yeah, the tegus. And if they're het for anery, then they'll pop out something called silver flames. But
look at me, triple tasking over here.
Yeah, you're doing excellent. Just
Listening
don't
to music,
drop or step on any geckos or lose anyone. I'm gonna hold Ghidorah so you guys can know who.
She's asleep right now, I think. So she's gonna be a spaz when you wake her up.
Oh.
Just a heads up.
Where is she? Is she in her log?
Nope,
So we're gonna be breeding one of Brooke's female gargoyle geckos here. This is a blotched gargoyle gecko.
I'm pretty sure its proper term is reticulated.
Yeah, it's reticulated, but the blotching is the spotting.
Yeah, it's an orange blotch reticulated.
Yeah, orange blotch reticulated. So there's basically two kinds of base morphs for gargoyles, if you want to look at it that way. Striped and then reticulated. And then there's little variations of both of those. This is the variation of reticulation, which is reticulation. I'd have to look up the word, but I'm pretty sure reticulation just means like kind of mosaic, wonky pattern, very like diamond-y and diagonally, you know what I mean? So this girl's about 2 years old now. She's jumping on my phone. She's ready to breed. She actually might be producing eggs right now, so I'm gonna hold on to her for a couple days, get her fed up, get her fed and hopefully chunky and beefy, and we'll be breeding her with our male that we got here. What, Brooke?
Oh, it's just that leopard
Whoa!
got some bubbles.
Someone donated $24.99. That is awesome. Who is that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, who is that? What is up, everybody? Noble Family Geckos. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, she wants to be.
I told you she's a spaz.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
Don't lose Ghidorah.
I'm not gonna lose her. Don't worry. Don't worry.
She's gonna go straight out the back and behind your rack. I'm telling you that right now.
I'll get her if that happens. Don't worry. Don't worry.
She might bite you if you're too grabby.
That's okay.
She's got teeth.
We're used to. Wow, that is a horrible shot, Brooke. It was a shot just right at my crotch for like 10 seconds.
Sorry,
Oh my gosh.
everyone. Ghidorah ruined it.
Brooke looked like she was gonna kill me. Okay, we got Ghidorah back. Just don't poop on me, Ghidorah, please. Now, one really cool thing about Ghidorah is gargoyle geckos are known. They're called gargoyle geckos because of the crests on the top of their head. Ghidorah has some amazing cresting going on. Really, really good. So I think she's going to be an excellent breeder. Thank you so much, Noble Family, for that $24.99 super chat. Really, really appreciate that, and you're very welcome. Thank you so much. Cameron, hey Frank, I sent you an email with pictures of 2 new babies that just hatched from my Mandarin Tangerine Rainwater. They look totally different. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to be checking emails tonight. That's the really cool thing about geckos is you can mix random stuff together, and even with siblings, you're going to get different babies. You know, you're going to get different expressions of the morphs and mutations, and it's really, really cool. So I'm glad you're enjoying that. That's one of the reasons I really love working with geckos. Keyshaw Cash, we do breed crested geckos, and I do have 3 super Dalmatian
I think she's about
cream.
to jump on your arm.
I think so too.
She is.
I have
She
3
likes dark colors.
3 super Dalmatian creamy geckos on our website right now, GeekyGeckoCreations.com. I think they're all listed at $300, but if you're watching this live stream and you say, hey, I was watching the live stream, I want the live stream discount, I'll give it to you for $275 plus flat rate shipping, which is $50. But they are sub-adults, so they're almost ready to breed. Super Dalmatians, creamy white. One of them's a little more yellow, and the other 2 are more creamy white. This week or next week, we're also going to be getting in a big shipment of ultra high quality baby crested geckos. So if you're looking for juvenile or subadult crested geckos, I got 3 of them for sale right now on our website, GeekyGeckoCreations.com. But if you're looking for just high-end babies, I'll have those either later this week or next week.
Oh, just a fair warning, she likes to suicide jump a lot.
I'll be ready. Reticulation, a pattern or arrangement of interlacing lines resembling a net. There you go. That would be my new go-to word. Reticulation, net. I'm going to put this here. Brooke, make sure when you're quadruple tasking that you don't step on any geckos or anything.
How would I? There's no geckos on the floor. Gecko is right here.
I like to trip out. Even on Whitney, my wife, I'll always shoot little warnings and stuff like that. So Ghidorah has never been with a male before, but you could see her spine a little bit, and a little bit of her, her back leg bones here popping out. So I think that she actually might be laying infertile eggs right now. And so we're going to get her on the breeder formula, which is really, really good for crested geckos and gargoyle geckos. It's called Pangea Baby.
No, Pangea growth and breeder formula.
Yeah, Pangea growth and breeder formula. And then we'll get this girl, which you can see her blotching there again. We're going to mix her with a red stripe male. So 2 red stripes going down the top. And I think it's going to make a really cool combo there.
Also, would anybody be interested in potentially purchasing some powder orange isopods?
So we're advertising isopods for Brooke right now as well. She works with a species or a morph of them that's called powder orange isopods. And so if you're looking for some of those from her, let us know if you're in Arizona. You can message her at Gilbert_Geckos, right?
Gex.
Gilbert_Gex, Gecks, right? Gilbert_Gex is Brooke's Instagram if you want to give her a follow, and if you're interested in any orange powder isopods. And then I'm also probably going to be putting them up on the website soon and looking into shipping. I've never shipped isopods. I would imagine it's very similar to shipping geckos and stuff, but
Yeah, just make sure they don't get too hot or too cold.
yeah, and the problem with shipping insects right now is, especially during the summer, is that you have to pay either $50 to ship them overnight, which they'll be okay, or you have to ship them by ground 3 to 5 days, and then most likely they're going to die.
Unless you put a bunch of ice packs in there.
You could, but most ice packs won't last 3 to 5 days. The ice packs are really meant for 24 hours.
That's how you put a bunch of them.
You could put a bunch of them, and just not pop any holes in there. Still, 3 to 5 days is a long time, but yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about shipping isopods. There's probably
I would have
a great
to look
way
into
to
it
do
more.
it.
It was just spur of the moment idea that I had right before I came over here, because when I was getting Ghidorah out of her cage,
And you have
I
springtails
realized-
too.
yeah, I have pink springtails, but I think it'd be a lot harder for me to get those out because they're like pinhead small.
Also, if you want a high white red Tegu, we're selling them on our website for $350. They normally go for $400 to $450 because they're a special line bred trait for that clean, crisp, and just really good looking coloration. But again, I love seeing you guys on live streams. I'll always give people a live stream discount. So $325 plus $50 flat rate shipping. If any of you guys want a high white red tag, you let me know and I'll put you on the list. Do you know anything about egg binding? Yeah, unfortunately I do know something about egg binding. So last year I had a girl that was egg bound for 5 months. She held the eggs inside of her, and the 2 eggs blended into one gigantic big egg over time. And it was really big and squishy, and because of that, she was able to pass it, and she survived, and she's perfectly fine. In addition to that, I've had a number of girls this year that did, usually leopard geckos lay every 2 weeks. I've had a number of girls this year that didn't lay until about 1 month. So that happens. And then I had a couple girls that laid, I had a couple girls that were egg bound for, I want to say 3 or 4 months. And one of them actually died. Couldn't, when the females are egg bound, they're going to get stressed out if they're not able to pass those eggs. So she wasn't eating, she wasn't thriving, and she wasn't passing those eggs. And after 4 months, she hemorrhaged or whatever, trying to pass those eggs and internally bled out. Whatever happened, she died. So that's my experience so far with it. I'm going to put Ghidorah back, wash my hands real quick, and then I'll show you the other girl that was egg bound at the same time as the one that died. But this one reabsorbed her eggs, and she's making a comeback.
Unless you just want to show them Honeydew, I put it right there for you. Honeydew's right there if you want to show her off for a second.
Yeah.
Want to be a good girl?
Let me rinse my hands.
Hey, you had the camera on me this whole time?
No, is it on you?
It was on me. I went around to go on the camera, and you had the camera on me
No.
already.
No. It's on reverse side.
It is? Oh,
Yeah.
I went around and I saw tubs, and I assumed it was on me.
Oh yeah, there's tubs everywhere. This is Honeydew?
Yep, that's Honeydew.
Okay, so this is Honeydew. Again, she's being washed out by the yellow lighting. She's
She
not.
might be shedding right now.
Yeah,
A
she's
lot of the geckos are shedding today.
compared to a lot of our tangerines. She's definitely not the most. She's not the darkest. She's not the reddest orange. Let's put it that way. She's just a perfectly normal, nice orange. But what she does have is pattern. You could see that purple pattern that's in her.
Here, have your cork bark.
Right. There we go. Right. There we go. Right. Right there. You can see that purple pattern, and then it's really hard to see, but she also has green hues and coloration as well. So we're keeping her because she's older and she'll probably be breeding for us in the next couple of months. But yeah, she's really beautiful. I think she's gonna do some awesome stuff over here. So I'll put.
No, don't put her there.
Is that not hers?
It is, but I didn't miss it yet.
Oh, okay. Let me get the gecko that. So here's the gecko that was egg bound for 4 months as well. and was starting to lose weight and get skinnier, but seems to be doing okay. Let me check right now to see if she's still egg bound. Not really. She is a little bloated around the waist. So what happens with egg bound girls? Here's what happens. There's a couple options. Either number one, they pass the eggs after a long period of time. Number two, they reabsorb the eggs. You know, they soften the eggs, or the eggs never come to like full fruition, and they reabsorb it into their body and use it as nutrients. This happens a lot with female leopard geckos that are not paired with the male, and when they're not paired with the male, they will oftentimes reabsorb their eggs, but sometimes can still lay their eggs.
I honestly wonder if Ghidorah is not going to reabsorb hers if she is with them right now.
Yeah, so the funny thing about crested and gargoyle geckos that I've noticed, they usually lay their infertile eggs. Whereas with leopard geckos, they usually absorb their infertile eggs. So there's a minor difference there. But the third thing that can happen, which is the worst, is the gecko can die from being egg bound.
Look at little cantaloupe.
Yeah, I'm going to show Cantaloupe off.
We love her.
Cantaloupe's looking good. She's a keeper.
Cantaloupe is baby.
Guys, I'm really excited about our tangerines. I think we got some really nice stuff. So here's Cantaloupe right here. Really nice carrot tail going down. Just a really nice, solid orange color on this one. And she should be possible head eclipse. She's beautiful. Let me get to some of your questions. I've been going on a Frank rant. We got to figure out a way to make that. Yeah, we got to figure out a way to make that rhyme. Frank rant.
A frant.
A frant. I'm going on a frant. Hey Frank, do you know anything about egg binding? If you have to decide in breeding geckos or snakes, which one would you? You know what? I actually mentioned this on another stream. Okay. Here is my favorite things working with reptiles in order. Number one, I will always, always, always be a lizard guy, okay? There are snake people. There are bug people. There are cat people. There are lizard people. I'm a lizard person. I've always been drawn to lizards more than any other reptile. Huh?
Which newspaper should I use? I have to cut one for Cantaloupe. This is all there is, and it's not big enough.
The food newspaper, the grocery store newspaper.
I don't see one.
Because it'll be buried deep down in there. So
Making me dig. How could you?
so first and foremost, my passion is for lizards, which is why I keep big tegus and stuff. They don't have a lot of morphs. They don't have a lot of colors. I just love lizards because when I was a kid, my number one favorite thing was dinosaurs, right? And so pretty much the closest thing to, and same with Brooke, the closest thing to dinosaurs that we have living on the earth today is pretty much lizards. I mean, some people might argue birds or something, but honestly, I'm on the lizard side.
Or chickens.
You know? Or chickens.
I don't like chickens.
I'm on relating lizards to dinosaurs more than I am relating birds to dinosaurs. That's the side that I'm on. Everyone can pick their own side. But lizards are closer to dinosaurs. You know, they got the teeth, they got the muscle, you know, the muscular structure. Just everything about them is awesome. And so I love lizards, number one.
Okay.
Number two. What?
Do you have a chair for me?
In the snake room.
That's the broken one.
No, it's not. It's not
Yeah,
broken.
it is.
It's not broken.
That chair almost killed me.
Did it?
I stood on it, and the chair almost, like the leg almost broke.
Well, you're not supposed to stand on chairs, don't
We
you
were
know this?
getting the eggs for the tegus.
Oh, I must have missed that. I must have missed you almost dying.
Really? I freaked out and told you.
Okay, so I'm a lizard guy, number one. Then I'm a genetics guy. I love color and combinations, which is why the name of our company here is GeekyGeckoCreations. Because with leopard geckos, you can create art. There's so many different colors and combinations you can create. So I'm a lizard guy, then I'm a genetics guy, then I'm a snake guy. The reason that I'm not really a snake guy, but I can appreciate a big boa, which is why I breed Dumerils boas. I love holding Dumerils boas. But I'll tell you what, I do not like ball pythons. I don't like their attitude. I don't like their anxiety. Their anxiety gives me anxiety. As soon as I open up the tub, they're either striking at you or they're flinching, or they're trying to get away. Like, I don't like them, but I love their genetic possibility. They have the biggest genetic possibility out of any species known to Earth that we work with. Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. I gotta tighten that screw. So, lizard guy, genetics guy, snake guy, in that order.
Oh, you still got Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe is ready to go back if it.
Okay. Yeah, let's put her back. We'll feature.
Plomp.
Yeah, whatever else comes up. But what's
I'm
up,
gonna sit
Esteban?
down for a minute because I've been on my feet almost all day.
Did you finish that whole thing?
Yeah.
All 2 columns?
I did this.
Oh, nice. Just the 1 column or 2?
Yeah, I didn't get to that one yet.
I mean, you did both of those columns?
Yeah, I did these.
Perfect. That's all. The whole thing?
How
I just wanted to make sure. I need to write it on my calendar. What's been done? Okay.
So these ones aren't done, and I did the ones behind you.
But I mean, you did
and
1
I
and
put
2.
a star on one of them that was looking kind of small and thin, and I worried about it. So if you want to check on that one later.
But you did half of column 1, the other half of column 2, and then the other half of column 1, and then the other half of column 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you trying to confuse me because I'm tired? I
I'm
don't
trying to
appreciate
confuse you.
this.
Yeah, come sit down, Brooke. She's been on her feet. She's a manager now. Let's celebrate. One day when I have a little button that I can press to where it says like woohoo or something like that.
Guys, check it out.
We'll do that.
Keys to the store.
All right. So if anyone wants to break into PetSmart, hit up Gecko Gilbert Gex.
Oh my god.
Oh, by the way, real quick before I forget, our first batch of shirts are in. So check it out. They are super comfortable, guys. They are awesome. Brooke is going to get one for free, of course, because she's volunteering here. It says YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's a really comfortable shirt. They are slim fit. You can see the material's thin. It's not like that old school bulky shirts that, your dad used to wear. So I could fit into a large. I'm 5'9", like 190 pounds. I could fit into a large, but I prefer an extra large. And that way, this is an extra large unwashed. And you can see how it's draping over me. It's just a comfortable fit. And then when I wash it, I can dry it and it will shrink, it'll shrink and fit to me a little bit more. And I'm okay with that. So I know my size. But anyway, if anybody wants any shirts, let me know. I'll let you know what colors and sizes are available. And then the next order that we order will be in the future, but I'll let you know what we have left for this order.
I just wanted to give a quick example.
Wow, look how much she blends in. Yeah.
Camouflage.
Yeah, that's perfect. So you can see that reticulated pattern, that net pattern, just really
Here, so that you can see where she actually is.
Yeah, blends her in. Apex Gecko says hi.
Hello. But Ghidorah is obsessed with cork bark. This is like her favorite thing in the world. That's why I brought her on it when I brought her over.
So Esteban, if you go to our website right now,
Watch your tail, baby.
we have a bunch of bolds available and partial bold stripes. Any bold stripes that were really, really nice, I wound up keeping those. Like perfect striping so that I could put that back into the breeding stock. But there's a bunch of bolds available right now. All of our bolds are bright yellow, and they also have green coloration in them, like high amounts of emerine green coloration because of the male that they came from. So if you look on our website right now and you see any gecko that you're interested in, I could pluck it from the rack and I could show it to you on camera so you could get an additional visual on that.
Speaking of bolts, one bolt that I happen to remember is actually on the website. I don't know if you guys remember from a couple streams ago, a gecko that I named Flip because I dropped it and it did a flip. Flip is on there for sale. Okay,
I'm looking at bold stripes right now. There's actually a really nice juvenile bold stripe available.
It's either F34 or
It's this one.
F35 for Flip.
Oh, you're still promoting Flip. Flip's on here?
You told me Flip was on there.
Oh yeah, Flip's probably on
F34 or F35 is on there.
Okay, so real quick on the bold stripe, it's going to be bold 2021 F19 is going to be the best bold stripe that I have available on the website right now. Honestly, I debated whether I wanted to sell this animal because it looks to me to be white and yellow. So it's its color is only going to get better and better and better as it grows, and it's the pinstripe bold stripe. You guys know about our special.
White and yellow.
Yeah, I really think this gecko is white and yellow, but you could see the pinstriping that's going down its sides. That's the special bold stripe project that we are working here. It's called the pinstripe bold stripe. I want a nice, clean, thin stripe with an empty back. The reason I'm selling this one is because the back has pattern in it. But if you have another bold stripe that has no pattern in the back, this one genetics will combine with that one, and you'll get some babies that don't have pattern in the middle, and then you could take full advantage of that pinstriping that's going down its sides. I really debated whether I wanted to keep this one, but I have a bunch of other geckos that don't have pattern in the back that are similar to this or even better striping, so that's why I decided to let this guy go. And he's actually a really good price right now. $150 for a white and yellow pinstripe, bold stripe, high yellow contrast, emerine colors. I mean, it's going to be tough to beat this. It's going to be tough to find something to beat this somewhere else online. And then you said what? Who's Flip?
Flip is...
Oh, also Bold F11. If you look at Bold 2020 F11, that animal has an empty back, and it has like almost like reticulated stripes. The stripes are kind of broken going down its sides, which is the reason why I'm selling it. Is it's not complete, but it's still a super nice gecko. And if you're looking for bold stripe stuff, it has all the genetics needed on those side patterns, that if you mix it with an opposite gendered bold stripe, you're gonna get some nice stuff. So again, that's Bold F11 and Bold F19. You might want to check out.
Did you want me to pull 11 out? I'm looking for it right now.
No, it's okay. People can see it on the website, and then if they want, they can have us pull it out. And then also Bold F3. Bold F3 is in our projects that's called the quad stripe. So, you know, in crested geckos, they have something called the quad stripe, where there's two stripes going down the top of the back and two stripes going down the side. And if you look at Bold F003, it's an adult ready to breed. You could see where the highlighting stripes go down the middle of the back and also the sides. And they're not filled in all the way, and they're not super dark all the way. But if you put that puppy to an actual bold stripe, you're going to get some amazing stuff. Anything like that, Brooke?
Sorry, I was dealing with something else.
Duckies for sale if you want a nice yellow open-backed animal.
You should put their names on there with their listings if they're named. Just
Yeah.
put it at the bottom in quotations.
Bold F29 as well has some dotting that is going in a striped fashion.
But yeah, we were looking for either F34 or 35 to see if Flip is on there. 34, that's Flip.
Yeah, and Bold F34 is a gecko called Flip. It's actually got tangerine, dark black spots, and high emerine contrast. It's almost a clown, to be honest. It's not as bright as like your best line clowns, but for $165, this thing would be selling for like $250 in other places. So I'm giving you guys a really good deal right now. Also, Bold F40 has small stripes going down the side, and Bold F41 has small stripes, polka dotted stripes going down the side. Both of those would be good for a bold stripe project. Any gecko that you see where it has dots or stripes that kind of mimic the appearance of lines, those are good geckos for a project. And we have some of them for sale right now on the website. So take a look and let us know if you want to see any. But yeah, it's basically a sun glow. A sun glow is the orange gecko that you saw. A sun glow is basically just a tangerine Tremper albino. So all of the geckos we work with are Tremper, and yeah, so our tangerine stuff could be called sun glows. Hey guys, I got a question. If you had a leopard gecko breed and demonstrate offspring with hets that were not disclosed to you initially, would you sell the babies for what you know them to be. Yeah, that's called confirming the morph. If you were sold a gecko that you proved turned out to be het tremper, then now you could sell it as a het tremper because you know it's a het tremper. I do the same thing over here. A lot of my parents that are possible hets, like possible het tremper, as soon as their babies pop out albino, then now I know they're tremper for sure because I bred them to a confirmed tremper. So now I can label them no longer possible tremper, but actual het tremper.
For example, when we were looking at when we had Cookie and Plum, some of the first babies that we hatched out, they were labeled possible tremper.
Yeah.
Because the parents were het. Or pos het.
The parents
so
were.
So we confirmed that the parents were het and put it on their little thing, whoever the parents for Cookie and Plum were.
Right, so as you breed the animals, you can confirm. Can you just close the door, just in case any geckos are loose in the room? I don't want them escaping. Thanks, Brooke. Yeah, Jay Harris, just to make sure that I understand and you understand me, I'm starting to label geckos as pet only, but I will give people my thoughts of what I think is in the gecko, just so that people have an avenue to try, right? So if I label a gecko pet only, I will still tell you possible het tremper, possible het eclipse, so that you know what genetics to try to prove out in that animal, you know? Can you show me your best bold stripe if you have any? Yeah, look at the questions, Brooke. I'm going to look for our best bold stripe. We got some good stuff
Would
here.
you guys recommend Eco Earth? That is literally all I've been using for the past 3 years. And that's what we use for the humid hides in our tubs. I was going to pull out a tub, but I don't feel like it. Is there anything I can do to help with egg binding? Coconut oil and warm soaks.
Brooke thinks you can give them coconut oil to consume, which you possibly could. The eggs are not a part of their digestive tract, but you never know how the nutrients of oils and stuff could help. Where did you read that? Did you read that
We
somewhere?
Googled it together. I heard it online and we Googled it to confirm it, and it did say that you could give them olive oil, vegetable oil, or coconut oil to help try and pass.
So you can do that, but don't get me wrong. There's not many breeders that I heard have had success with egg binding. Most breeders just deal with it. When it comes, you just have to hope that that female doesn't die. You can also give them warm baths, right? Some people give their geckos warm baths.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that question.
Quick question, with that bold stuff, bold and bold stripes, are they the same? No. Bold means that it came from a bold stripe parent, but it did not inherit the striping. If something is a bold stripe, I will label it in the genetics. It will be labeled bold stripe. And if I don't label it bold stripe, that means that in my eyes, there's not enough there for me to label it bold stripe. So you'll see, like, I'm looking at a baby right now. It says partial bold stripe. So I might label something partial bold stripe unless it comes in like this. You asked to see my best bold stripe. This is one of them for sure. A lot of people have created bold stripes that have very thick stripes. So I'm going for a pinstripe bold stripe project to where you can see this gecko right here has a pure hypo open back, bright yellow, and it just has a nice pinstripe bold stripes going down its side. Now there are some babies that resemble this. I don't know where they are, but this one is an adult that will be going into its first year breeding for us next year. So pretty cool stuff. Pinstripe bold stripe project. What about Duck?
Ducky kind of resembles that one, but I don't think she has the same striping. She just has the same white and yellow colorings.
Can I use Morph Market to label my offsprings? What I mean by that, the morph calculator, how accurate is it? If you understand genetics, the morph calculator is extremely accurate. But if you don't understand genetics, then the morph calculator, if you don't understand genetics, then you might be plugging stuff in wrong into the morph calculator. As long as you know and can use the morph calculator to confirm what you know, then the morph calculator is good. But if you're newer, I would not solely rely upon the morph calculator until you're absolutely sure about how to work genetics by hand. Shameless plug, if you have not seen our genetics series, I have an amazing genetics series. It's like 6 videos. It shows you how to learn how to calculate genetics on your own and understand genetics on your own. Therefore, you could tell people with accurate representation and confidence what genetics are in your geckos because you are confident about it. But if you're not confident about it, putting it into the morph calculator, you could get their calculation, and then because you don't understand it, there could be errors in that calculation that you're not aware of. So I would actually recommend learning genetics by hand and learning Punnett squares, which can be found in our playlist genetics series. Check out that playlist. Almost every video goes through beginner level Punnett squares all the way to advanced level Punnett squares so that you can fully understand genetics, and then you could use the calculator to help speed things along. But by then you probably won't need it anyway. You'll just know how to calculate it. So
I might have to leave in a minute.
okay. But also, Raven, I don't want to dissuade you. If you know that your gecko for sure is like a Tremper albino, and you put in Tremper albino, and then you know that the other gecko is an eclipse, and you put in eclipse, as long as you know the genetics, the calculator is reliable, even if you don't fully understand genetics yet, and you could use that as sort of a reference to sell to people. The thing that gets a little bit fishy is when there's different percentages involved, right? 50%, 66%, 25%, 6%, 5%. Those are the things that confuse new people in the hobby. And so you might be relaying that information to sell a gecko, and your customer might be like, hey, how is this 6% het for this? And you can't answer you don't know how to explain that, right? So those are the times that get a little bit tricky. But for easy scenarios like Tremper albino, white and yellow, snow, eclipse, those kinds of things, then yes, you can trust the calculator and label the babies as so. Do you have Max Snow? If yes, can you show me your favorite one?
Ooh, the one that was over there that I was working with today. I think it's the bottom almost.
Is it a Super Snow?
Yes.
Brooke likes the Super Snows. It's a female?
Yes. Very
By the
fun.
way,
it kind of reminds me of that snow that I sent you the picture of from my work. Remember I sent you the one that I thought could be a bold stripe Super Snow?
yeah, this one, right?
Yeah, that one.
This one, it actually came from my cousin's house. My cousin started breeding this gecko, and the gecko started producing eggs. So he gave her over here so that we could breed a black knight to her. So actually, we bred. Okay, so check out how this works. This female was bred to a Super Snow male at his house. So her first clutch were Super Snow babies, which actually sold. Somebody has the baby of this right now. Somebody who bought our Super Snow from our website, that was her baby. The very next clutch, well, then I got her in my hands and I bred her to our Black Knight male. And her very next clutch was a Black Knight clutch. So now this girl is laying 50% Black Knight babies that are also Snow for us right now. So this is a Super Snow. I love Super Snows as well, similar to Brooke. They are amazing. They just have great contrast. And they are, if you watch my Beginners Morph series, they're like my #1 morph for beginners that I recommend to work with.
Ghidorah is getting tiny horn massage.
Yes.
She likes her horns. She's very cute. Just giving her all the loves because I'm not going to see her for a couple days.
But I would, a couple months.
I'm going to be coming over here.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm going to mess with her every time I see her over here.
But my favorite snows now are I don't know which ones they are because the labeling system, I'd have to look it up in the computer. It would take a while. But my favorite snows right now are her babies, which are 50% Black Knight max snows. So I'm really excited for those guys. Yeah, you can't really go wrong with Super Snow, guys. If you're a beginner, this is a great morph to get into. So I have not started grouping multiple geckos yet. And for now, I have no plans to group multiple geckos for now, indefinitely until a future time period. The reason is because I really, at this point in my breeding career, or experience, if you want to put it that way, I really prefer keeping geckos separate. Now, here's why. And you see this with crested geckos sometimes. The males will constantly be trying to breed the females, and the females can quickly lose weight and get stressed out. And leopard geckos are even worse than crested geckos because leopard geckos tend to have more territorialism than crested geckos do. So, when you keep leopard geckos together in groups, it can be successful. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of people that are successful at it. I just prefer to keep them individually for now. And I have no reason to set them up in groups yet. I have enough space for now and everything to be setting them up in their own individual tubs. So I am not doing grouping indefinitely for now until you hear me mention otherwise. I might experiment with it in the future, but probably nothing anytime soon. I think I need another vegan burrito.
Weirdo.
By the way, guys, if you have not seen the show on Netflix called The Game Changers, please watch it. It's an awesome, interesting show. I am someone who is nowhere close to wanting to give up meat, but in this show, it covers how plant-based nutrients is what the gladiators lived on. It's what a lot of athletes are converting to, and it's what science is proving leads to better muscle growth and injury recovery. It's crazy stuff. So I am trying it out right now. I am now officially vegan today. I'm back on my vegan diet. I broke it a couple times. I had a family barbecue, etc. And Brooke gives me a hard time about it, but
not just me, Whitney too. The
Yeah.
first day when he said he was going to be vegan, Whitney and I made a bet on how long he would last before he went off of it.
yeah.
Which, I guess Whitney was closer. She said 2 days, I said a week. He lasted 4.
I did good while Whitney was gone. Then she came back home from Ireland, and then I gave up. Spooky brings up a good point. Let me touch back on that grouping thing. Females have been successfully kept together in groups. One male and multiple females have successfully been kept together in groups. And then you don't really see much documentation on it, but from everything that I've researched, males will automatically fight when kept in groups, adult males. That being said, even the female groups and even the male and female group, there have been some documented brutal attacks. Male on female, female on male, female on female. There have been some documented brutal attacks. So anyone who's cohabbing right now, that's cool. Like I said, I'm not against it. I'm just saying you have to be much more careful and observant of your geckos and kind of learn their behaviors. And if the geckos are okay, they're okay. But there's a chance that the geckos might be territorial towards each other, or they might get territorial towards each other during breeding season or brumation and different things. So, one more question. I have an ovulating female at the moment, but no male mature enough to breed her. Is it okay to just leave her like that? Yes. Most female leopard geckos that are not paired with a male, they will reabsorb their eggs and no problem. But some females will lay their eggs or lay certain clutches, and those clutches will be infertile. You can still incubate them if you want, because reptiles do this thing called parthenogenesis, which means they can technically reproduce without a male, but it's really, really rare. So, well, thank you so much, Brooke. Really, really helpful.
a couple minutes so that I can say bye at least.
Okay. Brooke's gonna be leaving here in a minute, so she's gonna leave the gecko
Hi,
with
guys.
us, and we're gonna get her fattened up and breeding for the gargoyle gecko.
And I left a food cup in there. I didn't know if you had one, but
Yeah, I'll have one.
it's
I'm gonna
hers,
make
so I
her a
figured
nice big palace.
I just figured it would make her more comfortable if she had some of her stuff.
My female hasn't eaten in about a month. I always leave food for her. She hasn't eaten. Sometimes when females are going into breeding, they will give up food for short periods of time or longer periods of time. Are you leaving now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll text her and let you know.
Let me know what happened. Thank you so much.
Bye.
So, done, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hope everything's okay. I'll see you later.
Bye.
All right. So Brooke had an emergency. She had to go. We will hope everything is well. What was I talking about? Oh, females not eating. I had a female not eat for 5 months. She started getting really, really skinny. Had me concerned. Out of the blue, she starts eating, fattens right up within a week. So 5 months this gecko didn't eat. Geckos can last an extremely long period of time without eating. And especially during breeding season, some females will go off of food for certain periods of time, which is why you really, really want to watch how skinny they get. And if the gecko is getting skinny, then you might want to not repair her. Don't repair a male to her and keep her in that breeding mode. Her body's going to keep cycling, so there's nothing you can do about that. But the more times you pair a male to her, it's only going to stress her out more, and it's only going to promote more breeding weight loss in her body. So you don't want to do that. My adult male attacks the phone. Is another gecko is on screen. Most males are just... Yeah, there you go. So, like I said, I've heard horror stories about leopard geckos attacking each other in group settings. I have babies, so now here's how I keep my babies. Here's the baby rack. This baby rack holds 2 babies for every tub. So it holds a total of 180 babies. I will keep babies together for about 2 to 3 months and then separate them off and put them into adult tubs like you see behind me here, where they'll get their individual house. Babies for the most part are okay, but again, even then, you still have to realize a baby could nip another baby's tail. A baby could grow faster than another baby and outcompete it for food. So those are things that you want to keep an eye on. But I would say 95 to 98% of the couples, the clutch babies, the siblings that I keep together, have no problem with each other.
We don't have any disposable masks, do we?
Disposable. I have expensive disposable. Well, actually, it's not disposable. It's meant to be used over and over again. But what are you trying to do it? What are you trying to do it for?
I was gonna see if there's what I could bring with me, because I feel like they're probably going to require me to wear one to go in, and I don't have one.
Oh, gotcha. So like a COVID mask or something.
Yeah.
If you don't have any, then you can just use the dust mask that I have.
I've got that one in my car.
Oh, you got, yeah, that's the only one.
Okay.
But you should be able to use that one, right?
Okay.
Or did you not want something so bulky? Yeah, I don't think we have any.
I'll just bring it in with me and see if they have something else in this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. But if you need another one too, you feel free to grab it. There's one in the office right there.
I've got one in my car.
Okay. All right. Good luck. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. How often should I introduce my male to the female? Good question. So as soon as the female starts ovulating, as soon as she starts ovulating, I introduce the male to the female. I watch them for about 10 minutes and wait for them to breed. If she is aggressive to him for longer than 60 seconds, I remove him and try on a different day. Once I see successful pairing, I will wait until she lays her eggs. I will repair the male with the female every 2 to 3 clutches just to get some extra sperm in her. Or every time I notice infertile eggs. let's say after clutch 1, the eggs are infertile, or I don't see the embryos in it, I will try to repair the male with the female that, like, the next day. The next, over the next 24 to 48 hours. So I did introduce them once he was interested, but she wasn't. Males are always interested. Cliche, right? Females are typically only interested when they are ovulating. If you haven't seen our breeding videos and ovulation videos, I got some really good examples of females that are ovulating, females that are gravid, females that are ready to go, females that are rejecting the male. Check out our breeding videos. There's 2 of them. And our ovulation videos, there's like 1 of them. And it shows in detail a lot of good, valuable knowledge. But most likely, the female was not ovulating, or the female decided to reject the male. That happens as well. Even if a female is ovulating, she could decide that she does not want to breed at that moment, which means you will have to try a couple days later, a week later, sometimes in my case, a month later. Like, females can go on strike. They can. It's rare for them to go on strike, but they can go on breeding strike. How could I work on calming him? If you have an aggressive gecko, let them sit in your hand. I'll show you one of my geckos that used to be super aggressive. This is our super giant male. He used to be super aggressive. He would be wiggling his tail. He would have nothing to do with being handled. I was able to pick him up no problem right now because he started calming down for us. How? How do you get a gecko to calm down? It's the same with babies and adults. You'll want the gecko to sit on your body or on your hand. You'll get them to crawl. Get them to crawl onto your hand. Did you see what I did right there? You don't want to pick the gecko up like this. You don't want to grab it like you're a hawk. You want to put your hand underneath the gecko, let them lick you, that's how they feel safe as well, and get them to crawl on your hand. And then let them sit there as much as they will. Slow movements, repetitive process, that will lead to tamer geckos over time. Now, some geckos get really, really feisty during breeding season, and that's something that you have to keep in mind as well. He's only aggressive at other geckos, though he has no problem. Oh, then yeah, as far as I know, there's no way to get them calm between other geckos. Maybe give them more space, right? So if you put him in a tub, if you put him in a smaller tub and he's aggressive to the other gecko in that tub, put him in a larger tub or a super large tub so that he feels like he has more outlets and space to go, to hide and go away. So that would be something you can try. Hey, baby, look at the chompers on this boy. It's really hard to realize, but his face is gigantic. It's gigantic. His head muscles, and this is a big boy to have angry at you, right? I mean, look, that's my arm. Like, I'm a full-grown man. I have a pretty big arm, and this guy is matching. I can just see the bubble of muscle in his head. It's just a bubble. Hi, baby. We're gonna show off your muscle bubble. Now you'll notice what geckos do. They lick everything. Lick, 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 lick. They lick everything. It's beautiful, which is another reason why you can't have them on loose substrate like sand and stuff that doesn't digest too well in their digestive tract, because they will lick up that sand. If you keep geckos at 90 degrees. If you keep geckos at higher temperatures, then you can keep them on sand and it should be perfectly fine. But in my gecko room, 90 degrees is not enough for them to break down that sand. So what I started noticing, I think I have an Instagram video on this. If look in my look in my Instagram videos, Instagram TV videos. I think I have an Instagram video that shows when I converted all of my geckos over to sand, I kept them at about 90 to 92 degrees. They all got sand in their digestive system and they were pooping out sand consistently. Not what you want. Yeah, no problem, Spooky. I got onto the live stream really, really late tonight, guys. So I hope you understand. I'm probably going to head out here in a minute. I'm just looking for any last questions. Brooke left and she was helping us. You know, like I said, she had an emergency. And I still have a bunch of other stuff that I really need to get accomplished tonight. And so I just want to keep my sanity and start getting to bed earlier instead of, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But we're going to try to breed this guy into the Black Knight bloodline. So we'll start to produce super giant Black Knights. But I believe I've made it through all of the questions. So this guy's name is Shelby because I thought he was going to be a girl. But it works out because Shelby Mustang. So Shelby and I thank you for being here. Thank you so much, Spooky and Raven and everyone who's left in this chat right now. Noble Family for donating the $24.99 to us today. First super chat in a while. Really, really appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys being here, commenting, watching our videos. Keep an eye out for the Tegu hatching video to come out soon. Assist feeding Doomerals boas video to come out soon. And a whole bunch of leopard gecko videos after that I'm really excited to make as I get caught up with my cleaning and everything here. So I love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. And have a geeky gecko great day, guys. Peace.